I'm Açai, a National Geographic explorer and creative conservationist. I've partnered with Sambazon to explore the nexus between people, planet, and prosperity. No, Sambazon does not own any land in the Amazon, and it never will. They think of Açai as an economic opportunity for the local people to benefit from the natural resources in their own backyard. By buying wild harvest Açai from the local people at a fair price. This means it assigns direct monetary value to the Açai trees, which are a keystone species in the Amazon floodplain. This also means that the Açai trees are therefore more valuable alive than dead, protecting them from traditional industrial interests such as timber, ranching, and farming, all of which causes forest land to be cut down or cleared. So, wild harvest Açai is actually good for the planet and the people. They protect the Açai trees, which are a pioneer, prevalently occurring keystone species in the Amazon floodplain. So when you protect one tree that serves as an anchor in an ecosystem, you're protecting all the biodiversity in its vicinity, essentially ensuring that the flora and fauna that are anchored by this particular tree that has economic value, while being kept alive and not being felled, you're actually keeping alive so much more around it. Having been out to the Amazon floodplain and visiting these communities on the ground, I have realized that not only does Sambazon know these people one-on-one, but that they know the impact that Sambazon has had on their lives. For instance, they get compensated 10 times the base price for harvesting Açai and providing it directly to Sambazon factories. Not only that, they have direct conversations with the brand to figure out how the brand can best reinvest in these communities to bolster them. This has led to family schools being established. So not only are the harvesters benefiting, but their kids now have access to application-driven learning educational modules on the ground. The Açai for Sambazon is sourced from the Brazilian states of Pará and Amapá, which are located in the Amazon River Delta as it empties into the Atlantic Ocean. The Açai is gathered by hand by the communities on the ground. It is then delivered to the two Sambazon factory facilities in Macapá and Pará, which is located in the regions where the berries are gathered, within 72 hours because it can go bad otherwise. And then it's reviewed by quality control. The pulp is extracted from the berry. And remember, the Açai is 90% seed. So the 10% of pulp has to be pulled off. Then it has to be pureed, pasteurized, and then packaged into the wonderful Sambazon products that we all know and love worldwide and in the US. No, absolutely not. So all of their Açai is wild harvested, which means that this tree is naturally occurring in that area, and it is fertilized by the Amazon River, annually flooding its nutrient-rich waters into its landscape. It also has the resilience it acquires from the other biodiversity that thrives in that ecosystem. That's what gives Açai its superfood powers. Sambazon harvests all of its Açai by hand, manually. This means that people have to scale the trees in order to acquire the berries. And this does not involve any mechanical, heavy industrial equipment. So there's no compacting of the soil. There is no active input that is artificial into the soil around the Açai. This is all natural. Additionally, when you're keeping these trees alive and intact, you're keeping the ecosystem alive and intact, which means that the soil remains protected. Fair trade means that the brand is conscientious about how they preserve human values, human dignity, that the community and the people that work for them in the factory as well as on the ground are genuinely valued and taken care of in every regard possible. This means, of course, that there are no discriminatory practices in place, that their safety is ensured, and that the brand invests back in them in a meaningful way. This also means that environmentally, they're really conscious of their impact on the ground. They don't want to denude the environment that they harvest their berries from. They want to protect it and ensure that it is there for future generations to harvest from. With Sambazon, the Fair Trade certification is given by a third-party agency called EcoCert The actual certification is called Fair for Life. It is given to Sambazon after this agency sends auditors physically on the ground to inspect annually all of the facilities and practices that Sambazon puts in place. This also means that they have to bear in mind that their sourcing, supply chain, and distribution is all kept in line. The Fair for Life asserts that from harvesting to manufacturing to distribution, that Sambazon is fair in its practices.